Welcome to Archicodes, where we are coding better spaces for you. My name is Asim. I'm the principal architect and founder of Archicodes. I'm also a computational designer. In today's long session, we are going to design false ceilings from scratch to the working drawings. There's a project going on, which is G plus 2, a residential project, and one entire floor needs false ceiling. The first floor, I've already done that, and the false ceiling is almost done. Now we are designing for the second floor. So without further ado, let's begin. The client, before designing, I sent reference images to the client. I sent a few catalogs. We discussed a few things. I tried to understand their taste, and there was back and forth. They would send some images. I would say what is possible, what is not possible in that given room. Let's say the design that they chose is good for big room, not for small one. So I would explain that. And then finally, we came down to these 5 images. So there are 5 rooms, 5 false ceilings are needed. And for each of the respective rooms, they have selected the drawings as reference images. So for example, I've got 2 of them opened up. So in the hall, second floor, we are going to do this. In second floor, daughter's bedroom, we are going to do something like this. What I do is I can work both ways. So previously, I was making the 3D model and the drawing simultaneously. The drawing to check if the dimensions are setting in, like if the fan is cutting the light or not, if the fan is cutting these cove lights, hidden lights or not, concealed lighting. But the 3D model is also important because the client cannot understand my drawings very easily. They like to see 3D models. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do right now. I think I can directly give the drawings, but let's see. Let's just first analyze what we are supposed to do. In the hall, we've got these type of false ceiling where at the border, I can see we have got cove lights inside. So if we cut a section, it would look like this, like a close-up section. Something like this. This would be the wall. It's very difficult to draw straight lines on this. I'm just still practicing. And then the light, there's a strip of lights, LED lights that glow, that will be placed here. And the lighting will, just give a nice glow to us from here. All right. So this is called concealed lighting. So this is something at the border. I think it's flushed here, but we'll see what to do there. Then we've got track lights over here. The track lights are such that we can move these lights manually and place it wherever we want. Probably that's not what the client wants, so we'll just ignore that. We will have these down lights, definitely. Then coming to the middle, we've got moldings at the borders, this thing. In the section, it would look like, let me see, probably something like this. This section, like if you cut it, slice it across, it will look like this. And this will be running through the borders, right? And that's why you get this kind of profile when it runs across. And then I'm seeing there are 3 levels. So this one is the uppermost level. In our case, it is probably 10 inches. All right, so that will be base thing. Now this is 2 inches below the beam depth. So if there is a beam running through the hall, we need to hide that, right? If there is a beam running through this, we will go 2 inches down and then create the false ceiling. So if the beam is 8 inches deep, then we'll have it, we'll have the false ceiling at 10-inch level minimum. And then we will create these levels. To comfortably put the concealed light inside, we need at least 3 to 4 inches. So this one will be 1 feet 2 inches below the slab level, the ceiling level. And this level looks even further 2-3 inches below that. So this will be 1 feet 5 inches. But in this, so all right, so this is the reference image, but in reality, we don't have a lot of height. We wouldn't, I mean, we have a lot of height, but the room is massive, and I don't want it to look very constricted. It is twice the size of what we are seeing in the reference image. So what I'll propose is we keep these two things at the same level. So this won't be 1 feet 5 inches. We'll make it 1 feet 2 inches. All right. So that is one thing. I'm not sure what this is. Probably these are profile lights which are turned off. Or probably it is a design feature. Oh yes, it is a design feature. So if I cut a cross section through, it would look like this. We take some different color. Let's try blue. So it will look like this. Oh, and then there is another cove light running here. So it is like this, and then inside, and then we've got the cove light, and then we have this part where the chandelier is hanging, and then back again. So yeah, these sloping parts are these things, this sloping part. Interesting. But that needs a lot of space, vertical space, which we don't have. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to simplify it. We can have a cutout with such sloping element. We can even repeat the molding over here. That is also another option. But yeah, I think we'll just keep it sloping. Awesome. So yeah, for design like these, of course, you can create these sections, but a 3D model is also very useful for both the contractor as well as the client to understand it better. So I think the hall is pretty straightforward. In our case, we won't have a chandelier. We'll have a fan, and we'll have more lights. Probably I will put in what do you call that? This lighting running through it, profile lighting that runs through this instead of the slope. That would be a good design element. And I'm doing that because the same theme is being followed on the first floor of using the profile light. And there is also a passage behind us where a profile light would be good, and we'll maintain that design throughout. Awesome. So the hall, I've absorbed the information. Now let's move on to the daughter's bedroom. It's very straightforward. Borders are very simple. Nothing to do over here. Cove lights and the borders, we take around 1.5 to 2 feet, or that is 0.6 meters, and create a nice concealed lighting depression. That's it. And then in case of a chandelier, again, we will have a fan. Probably I will add a few more downlights. We'll see how it works. And then later on, not now, but later on, we can create these molds using the same contractor. They can do this in POP. If they want all of these elements, bed back elements, we can do that. But that's for later. If it was something like there is a curve which goes down, then we need to think about it, which I already did it in one of the rooms. I'll explain that. But in this case, it's pretty straightforward. So daughter's bedroom was also easy. All right. Moving on to kitchen. So in the first floor, we've got a kitchen separate and then a dining separate. But in the second floor, it has been combined into one big room. And this is also very straightforward, similar to the daughter's bedroom, but here they want sharp edges. Same thing, down lights, conceal lights, and this. So I don't know how to do this. I mean, is it ready-made available? Of course it is, but this is pretty massive, reaching the entire room. And also we would be needing fans. It's a pretty long room, so probably we will have fans off-centered, 2 of them. And then we can have something like this in the middle of it, like a big chandelier. But I need to figure out what is expected. But I don't need to worry about that now, because this entire surface needs to be created. This cutout needs to be created by the false ceiling guy. And while he's doing that, we can decide what to do later on. And this, I mean, this is the practicality. Now, this is one project where I'm working while the execution is going on, and it is super fast, rapid. I'm available. Normally, people can't do it. In one of the other projects, I take 1 month and I design everything from the entire wall architecture structure to the drawers or the small side table that's going to be beside the bed. In that case, the entire thing is designed, no changes, and now only the execution. 3 months, give me 3 months, and the execution is done. So that's another type of project, but those are not usually for residents. That's usually commercial, for clinics, where the client's involvement isn't too much, and there are not many people involved in the designing process or decision process. Like for a house, there are 5 people living in it. The decision making is a bit slower. So it's just one of the ways of working. All right, so this is also pretty straightforward. Let's go to master bedroom. Now this is also a very long room with 2 fans, and I'm mentioning 2 fans specifically because that changes the false ceiling design. For example, in this room, which is a square room, this false ceiling design works. But in that case, I need to be a bit more creative, change this design a bit to fit into a longitudinal room, which is twice the size of this room, but not in magnitude, but in just one direction. Again, you can see that there are profile lights here. There's even a profile light beside the bed. Interesting. And again, it's very straightforward. I'm surprised to see that there are no downlights, but we will add them. I don't know. Yeah, because I think this is just a render, so it's not practical, not a real image. So yeah, we will have profile lights, cove light, or concealed lighting. Level difference, again, 1.5 to 2 feet from the walls. I don't know why this is so huge. Right. So, I mean, this is maintained for the width of the bed, these 2 things. That's why there is a large gap over here. In our case, this won't be the case. This won't be the thing because our bed is centrally aligned. So we'll have 2 feet from all sides or 1.5 feet from 3 sides, and then we can go one way to the end of the room. Very straightforward, easy to do. I don't think this even requires a 3D model. I'll just do it on the drawing. All right. Moving on to the last one, which is the son's bedroom. Yeah. Okay. No cove light over here. There is a cove light here and one here. I think this is not a polished model. Ideally, there should be a cove light over here. I mean, it would make sense if you're not putting a cove light and putting it here. If these elements were being extended as a continuous design pattern like this, then it would make sense to not break that pattern and avoid putting concealed light there. But two reasons why I think this is not a polished model is because one is this. Second is the cove light isn't properly done. It's just profile light stuck below, which is also a possibility, but not cohesive. And then there is this thing appearing. Yeah, I mean, it is being done to get the what do you say, curtains instead of putting a pelmet. But ideally, you can just extend it over here and put in cove lights. So there is no breakage in design, and it looks nice and holistic. And also, this render of this cloth is not optimal. So yeah, we'll just assume that the client likes the style of this room. We can finalize this later. We don't need to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is simply put in concealed lighting that is towards the walls. And also these rooms that we're talking about are not going to be occupied instantly. They're just keeping it there for later use. All right, so then we'll have a fan over here. We'll have some profile lighting design, which I'll figure out on my own. And to give some proper lighting, we will have the downlights. Again, there are just two downlights here, which does not make any sense. So we will put in downlights, which are aesthetic and practical. Yeah, that's all, I think. Awesome. So we've got the 4 rooms covered. Let us open up the AutoCAD file. I was thinking of doing the 3D model first, but I think I'm just gonna draft it. That'll be pretty fast. It's opening up on my other monitor. What I'm gonna do is, as I did for the first floor, I did the living room first, and then we'll move on to the master bedroom and so on. But even before that, I need to figure out what the floor plan looks like for the second floor. Just a quick glimpse of the first floor technical drawing, false ceiling. This is the daughter's bedroom, nice curved false ceiling. The son's bedroom with grooves and so on. All right, so let's look at the second floor. First floor, second floor. Yeah, in this case, in the first floor, there is the kitchen and dining area, and in this case, it is all combined. So I'm so glad that I already have the second floor, which is corrected after the changes that were made. Okay, so I think it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to take this plan. I've got everything on layers. I'm going to turn off the layers and then copy these things. Because wires. Wait. There's a command called hide layer. Oh, sorry. there is isolate layers, and then there is unisolate layers. All right, I'll just hide them bit by bit. So there is wires, which is gonna go. We need the false ceiling. We need lights. We don't need wires. I'm just gonna turn off all the wires. We don't need text. Awesome. That's all. I'm gonna copy this. Um, let's place it over here. Turn back the text. I'm going to name it second floor. I like to keep everything in caps. Awesome. So in second floor, this is the master bedroom. This is the daughter's bedroom. This thing is getting packed. I think it is already packed. So let me correct that quickly. There will be a wardrobe over here. Yeah, we cannot keep the bed oriented like we did in the first floor, which is this way, right? The head is towards the bottom in this case and in this case. But here that's not possible because there are balconies, that there are doors. We cannot keep the bed oriented that way. The only thing that's viable is this one. And anyways, this is for future. We're just putting it for now. For both of them, the bed are towards a corner, which changes a lot of things. Yeah, that will change a lot of things. But luckily, it's a very simple design. The only thing that it changes is the positioning of the fan towards the bed. But another decision. So I'm just thinking out loud. The room is small. If the fan is at the center, it is okay. It does not necessarily need to be near the bed. It's not ideal to design this. But since the rooms are not being occupied now, the furniture will not be placed currently. I think we can create a generic design. Yeah, we'll have to create a generic design. I think for the daughter's bedroom, I already have this plan ready. Let's see. So for the daughter's bedroom, we have got curves at the corners. I have this curve. Now we need to put in these things. These are small 8-watt downlights. Let's see what is the distance. 1.5 feet, 0.45 meters. That would be around, so that's 1 feet. This would be 1.5 feet. And we will have these small downlights running around. So that's fine. And is this level up or down? Okay, it's down. Yeah. Fair enough. Let's get this. I mean, since this is almost done, it'll feel good to have one design already done so quickly. Let's take the middle of it and move it up 22.25. Sorry, 22.5. It is the half of 45 mm. It will be 0.225. And then I'm going to copy this. I've got a different set of keybinds, so you'll see that I'm typing something else, something other than what you would type. And visually speaking, This looks good. 3 feet apart, just 0.9. All right. Just gonna copy it again using this as a reference. And I don't want to overdo this. So I'm thinking of keeping these lights only on top and bottom. I'm still thinking if we keep it here, it would be useful or not. Because there are already these down lights. So that won't make sense. In this case, we used it because we don't have down lights close by. It's useful for reading. In this case, I don't think that is needed. We'll just keep it like this. What about this space now? We'll have to leave it as is. Well, if we are putting up a full height wardrobe, we don't want any false ceiling levels disturbing the wardrobe itself. And since this is not a permanent thing, I don't want to put something over there. We could have, I mean, I think this is a necessity. We will have a dressing table over here. Now that can also be full height. We've got mirror and then some overhead storage. Actually, an overhead storage can run throughout this wall if needed. So I'll propose that to the client. Just fixing this dimension. All right, let me just grab a dressing table from somewhere. Not here. Yeah, just a box is fine. It is not even a box, just 2 lines. But we'll keep it. Wait, where am I working on? All right. So I was already working on the second floor false ceiling plan. Perfect. I'll use this, not that one. Let me just delete this. Just looking at the differences, and if it is safe to delete it. All right. We already have a second floor false ceiling plan. Perfect. I need to move it, not copy it. What's the difference between these two? Okay, massive changes. All right. I think I will also do the same thing. I'll copy it and write my date. Just copy the text. It's already half an hour and I haven't started. 22/5/25. Still in 24. All right. So we've got the daughter's bedroom and we are going to rotate this, reorient it. Make this thing, group it and just copy and paste over here. Nice. Same thing over this side. Center it. All right. This is good. So I think this is already done. I'm just gonna put in the dimensions, or let's do dimensioning at the last stage. Let's move on to the hall. Actually, even before going to the hall, what to do with this? In the first floor, I put a nice long profile light, which is aesthetic as well as functional because we don't need so many downlights at this side. So I'm just gonna take that profile light. just match property to make it light. This would be the line that is above the door. Let me take this, copy, take a reference which is exactly same as the first floor, and put it over here. Okay, I thought it was exactly same as the first floor, but apparently it's not. Just put it in the middle. What the false ceiling contractor would do is he would measure this and then just take the center of it and place it anyway. So I don't have to actually mention it. It's just visually obvious that it's 1.5 feet away from both sides. All right, let me open the reference image of the living room. Second floor hall. I'm going to keep this open on my other screen, but just absorbing a few more things because there is a TV unit on one side. So let's put the edge, which does not have the concealed lighting towards where the TV unit is. Oh, in this case, the TV unit is here, and then there is a concealed light above it. Interesting. All right, we'll keep it this way. We'll have, I think it's called a PU sheet, and then a simple setup box, TV cabinet. All right, let's do that. All right, cool. I'll keep it open on my other screen. So there's a TV unit over here on the left side. We are going to create concealed lighting over here. Concealed lighting from the wall. I haven't done that anywhere here in this case. Actually, I have done that over here. But no, this is not. Yeah, this is exactly the width of the beam that is protruding, so I need to hide it. I explained it orally. I did not have to measure it. I think I'll take 4 inches, which is 0.1 meters, 10 centimeters from the wall. That would be the concealed lighting. Let me layer it correctly. Let me turn off the dimensions first. It's a bit distracting. Right. The TV unit is stuck to the wall. Oh, there's one more thing that we need to remember. That the TV unit is not stuck to the wall directly. There will be ply behind it, and the ply would be 0.018 meters or 18 mm thick, and we need to consider that as well. And it's not only that, it's probably some more thickness to take care of the undulations in the wall. So let's take another 18 mm away from it. Then above it, there is finishing. Probably if we put in some lures, charcoal lures, or some other design elements that will be protruding. Let's take another 18 mm outside. And then we will take 0.1 to get the cove light. So this is us being at the safer side. Like even if they don't put protrusion, if they stuck the TV to the wall itself, this is fine. I mean, it's not a sore to the eye. So let's just check how much we are taking. So we have increased 2 inches. So we are going to take 6 inches for the cove light, concealed lighting. What about the middle part? Okay, so we've got the concealed light. Then we've got a band which looks like 2 feet, and then we've got the molding. Wow. The molding, I'm thinking how it's going to be executed, because this does not look like a render. It is a real image. And the molding would have very sharp edges at the top. It needs some support. Probably there will be a gypsum sheet to pack it, which will be again 12 mm or something. Interesting. Okay. Now there is a huge column propping up over here. What to do? So let's have conceal light on both these sides, and then we are not going to put anything over here. That should be fine. And another decision is, should we have two boxes, like one over here, the other one over here, or one long design? I think one long design is perfect for this. I mean, it's pretty obvious we need to do that. So offset 0.15, that is 6 inches, and we will get the other conceal lighting. What's gonna be happening at this part? I think it'll just abruptly end. Like this will be a section that's going inside. Yeah, we cannot continue it. I don't want to break this nice long profile lighting. So I'm going to do this, copy and paste it over here. Now we've got the middle part, which will be rectangular, very long rectangle. Let's remove these things. We're just going to stretch this design nice and long. All right, first step, let's create a rectangle that is there in the remaining space. And then we are going to offset it by 2 feet. Oh, perfect. And then there will be the molding, which is probably, so I think it will be 4 inches. Let me just think. So if we look from bottom top, it will be something like this, right? So this will probably be 4 inches. And then this will be also 4 inches because it is square. It always forms a square. That will take a lot of space. Like if this is 1 feet 2 inches, then we are going up. Oh, actually we can go as much up we want, or can we? I don't remember. We have a column that's going through like this, because if it is like that, then we cannot go a lot up. Like in this case, if you want something over here, then we can go as high as we want. Just 2 inches below the ceiling also works. The wiring and everything can go through it. The channels can be stuck. But if the design is passing through the column, then we won't be able to do that. Let me think. Or we could reduce the size of the molding to just 2 inches. It won't look good because it's a massive hall. That's the only solution I'm thinking about. Let me think. So this is 1 feet 2 inches. This line is imaginary. It's just for reference. This is where the design will begin. Right. In this case, in the above case, I actually shifted the entire design up like this. Mm. So many decisions. So what I'm thinking is, should we do the same thing? Like, should we stretch it to the top and see how it looks like? Hmm. So this is not the center of this wall. Hmm. But this is 1.5 feet away from this line, just like this is away from here, or it is probably 2 feet. No, I think we'll keep it the previous way, where we are using this end to this end as the imaginary enclosure. Yeah, this is better. All right, so concealed light, concealed light. We've got the bottom of the molding, and then we will go up. So my section would look like this. So we've got the bottom of my slab, then there is a wall that is touching the slab from here, and then the cove light begins. All right, cove light begins from here. All right, and then this thing continues, 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 and then we have the molding. Okay, so we've got the molding. Then what? Then we have another concealed light system over here, which means there should be a 4-inch gap. Oh wow, that will be 8 inches difference between the bottom and the top. Not ideal. Interesting. Whew. What can we do? It's been 40 minutes. This decision is, I think, the only one that's going to take time. The other rooms are pretty easy. Is there anything else I can propose? Let's look at the image once again. You need a look like this, right? Let's say if we don't have the molding, or no, if we are putting the molding, we have to increase the gap between it. We cannot have just 4 inches. We need to consider the thickness of the molding also. So here's the thing. I'm going to put in just molding as a text. And then tomorrow when we are on site at 11 a.m., I'm going to discuss it with the false ceiling and client on the spot. The false ceiling guy, contractor, and the client. Molding. I'm going to attach the reference image along with the drawing. The edges are sharp. Let us give it 0.0125. Oh, that's too small. 0.02. Or 0.05. That would be 2 inches. So putting 2-inch molding. What's the wrong with the spelling? Molding. Okay. Then we go inside probably just 1 feet, and then we have another set of cove lights. Oof, not possible. We cannot have another set of depressions. Don't because of the fan. Or if we want, oh yes, we can put a chandelier over here, and this entire design can fit over here. I did not think about that. So this design fits over here, which will be a rectangle. Oh no, but then there is this beam running through. Not possible. Yes, we can anchor the chandelier on the beam itself, but the design won't be possible. There are too many levels. That's why I'm hired for. You need to make this look like that. Considering this challenge. Let me think. So yes, I can create a box. Which is protruding outside. Oh right, which is protruding outside and then getting back in. Yeah, right. So I'm going to create a box here. Oh nice, we've got this line. How much? Offset 1 foot, right? Should we increase it to? All right, so it should create a box over here. Oops. A nice square box. So if I leave 1 foot from here, what's this side? And is it the same as this side? So there can be an equation, but we'll just eyeball it. It's fine if it is not perfect. Wait a second. We need to shift the fans as well. Otherwise, they will cut the cove lights too much. Let us divide this into 3 parts. Let's divide this line into 3 parts. All right, so I created a line and I'm going to do divide. Yeah, divide. Select object to divide. Number of segments 3. And then we'll simply center the fans in these boxes. Simple as that. Oh wow, this is almost at the center. It's just the visual accuracy we develop over the 9 years of training and working in architecture. Just crazy good. Right, just mirroring it now. This is the box that we have. Mm, wait, I'm confused. I'm so confused. Okay, so we are at 1 feet 2 inches, and then we dip down. We go back to 10 inches, and then we come back up. We come back up, oh, just like that, without any molding or anything. Awesome. Then what? All right, so we have come back up. And then we create a box over here. Okay, 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 got it. I'm going to create a rectangle and then offset it by 1 feet again. Yep. And then 0.05 would be the molding again to molding inside to hang the chandelier, and there will be cove lights inside. All right. So I'm going to put in concealed lighting. Copy concealed lighting. And one more concealed lighting over here. Oof. Okay. Oh, and concealed lighting over here as well. Lighting, concealed lighting. I should ideally put in arrows. I just mirror it. But it's self-explanatory. I go to the site and explain it anyways. So in my case, it is fine. It does not need to be super perfect. We'll put in the levels later on, but I think this is done. That's good. Now we move on to the other 3 rooms. I think it'll not take me more than 20 minutes. So let's do that. Second floor hall done. Let's go to the son's bedroom. Oh, we have to figure it out on our own. Concealed lighting, profile lighting, and down lights, that's all. Also, I forgot to put in down lighting in the hall. I think it's pretty straightforward. We'll have one, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mirror, and then one here, 6. That's all. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to create a line that goes from here to here, and then I'm going to take the center of it and place the light over here. Other one, I'm thinking of using this fan center to place this one. So let's take this, put it over here. Right, so fan center is done. This is done. Let's use the fan center again to place one light. at the center. Now, would the center be okay, or should there be two lights instead of one? That's one question. I think two lights should be good because I'm not putting any light in the middle, so these lights need to accommodate all these other things. So I'm going to move this, put it over here, which is at the center. I'm going to create a line between them and then divide it into three. That should work. div 3, copy. Where's the first one? Yeah. So the second one. Perfect. All right. I can just mirror image this thing. Oops. So for me, instead of mi, I just type in mb. That keybind allows me to work faster without having to do m and then I have to do mb. Center of the room, mirror, perfect. Then one light in the middle. Yes, one light here. I'm just doing this snapping. Wow, this is perfect. All right, son's bedroom. Concealed lighting at the borders, so we don't need this at all. Also, this is not a profile light. I need to mention that. Profile light looks like this. Or I'll just populate it and place it everywhere. This will work. Just place it over it. Okay, here we've got two profile lights running like this and like this. I think that's it. And then four down lights. Where will the cove lights, where will the cove light be at? Not here, because there is a wardrobe. I want to break it. We can put cove light over here and here. That's all. That's the only possibility. Yeah, that's the only possibility. So offset 0.1, not 0.15, because most probably we won't be having fly over here, but let's actually do 0.15 in case in the future they want to do something. They should have the option to do that. Why isn't this working? Wall ceiling, walls. Oh, sorry, mn is for match property. I'm just mirroring it. Okay. And this will go all the way to the end actually, because above the door we've got the wall, so that's fine. I'm going to remove the door because it's causing some visual confusion. Okay, same thing goes for here. A very light line, and then it will end at that line. Okay, so these are all the concealed lighting. I want to shift this a bit, but I also want light for the dressing table. I'm thinking of putting in 3 lights over here, which are equally spaced, but then this fan will look very off-centered, which is not ideal. If I put the fan over here, um, actually, let me just try it out. If I put the fan just above the bed, this one doesn't get the fan. Yes, there is. Oh, there will be AC. No, AC will be over here. The air conditioner. So we don't need to worry about that. If the fan is here, this one is going to suffer. And yeah, I mean, it's just a pretty obviously bad decision. So we're going to keep the fan over here, which is exactly at the center of this rectangle, imaginary rectangle. So it'll look aesthetic. Lighting. We need light for the wardrobe and the dressing table. What if I put a streak of lights over here? 1, 2, 3, 4 down lights. That'll look good and it will give a good light to all these users. And at the same time, we have these lights. Oh, I completely forgot. We are putting in a profile light over here. So I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine then. I'm just gonna remove this and then make mirror to keep it equidistant. Then we are going to have a profile light running through here and here. Okay. I'm going to mirror it. I'm not going to take the center of these two things because here there is a concealed lighting which is changing the gap. Here there is no concealed lighting, so the gap is more. All right, let's do it. I think I'll take the center from end to end because that's what we visually will perceive, not the center of the concealed lighting. Like I shouldn't take it from here. Yeah, small things matter. Offset 0.001, or is it offset 0.01? That will be 0.2. We can put in 0.18 mm profile light. I think that will be better. In this case, it is 0.25. I'll mention it. 25 mm profile lighting. And here it will be 18 mm profile lighting because we don't want it to be glaring, just a bedroom. Let me just keep it red. That will be more clear. But the problem is red lines are being used for dimensioning. Mirror. Maybe I shouldn't have selected the text. Oh, perfect. So the text doesn't mirror. Keep forgetting that. I think in SketchUp it does. So don't mirror the text. All right, 2 profile lights, 4 concealed lights. And still I can put in 1 small light over there to look good. It'll look good with the structure. I mean, just looking at the false ceiling, it'll look weird, but it'll look good with the structure, this dressing table. Um, yeah, we shouldn't overdo it. Awesome. So this is almost done. I'll name it. I'll say lighting. Lighting. Cool. Moving on to the kitchen and dining combined area. Let's see what was the reference image. Oh, right, it's just straightforward. This one is too small. I think we'll keep it 1.5 foot. This looks like 10 inches, not even 1 feet. Um, Let me see how much is this. I think it is already 1.5. Yeah, so this is 1.5 feet, and that's what they want. Not round edges, so um, can I edit it? No. All right. How to get? Oh, right. We've got XXV and another one here, XXH here and here, rectangle. Easy. Then we are going to just delete all of these and match property, delete the round edge. All right, so this is already done now. What else? These lightings, we'll put in the lightings, small lightings throughout. That will actually remove these lightings because that will be too much lighting. All right, I'm removing this lighting to add that chandelier thing. We can keep the design a bit vertical if it is not, or even if it is circular. I'm thinking about these lights. These lights are not in the corners. So in the corners, these downlights will suffice, whereas throughout the room, those lights will highlight the walls, and in the middle, we'll have the massive chandelier. I think that's good enough. Let me offset this so that I can get the line where I can place all the lights. How much will it be? 0.45, 0.225. What? Offset 0.225. Ah. I'm going to take this. All right, let's figure out where to keep it. 1, 1, 2. Just draw it. So how many should we keep? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then here it will be 3. 1, 2, 3. Tentatively equally spaced. Yeah, so 5 and 3. So we divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 parts, and then this one into 4 parts. Let's do that. I don't want to explode this, but I'll just copy paste and then explode. And then I'm going to do divide, select 6, copy, paste, paste. I'm just going to mirror it later on. Then I can delete this. Divide, select into 4 parts, copy, oops, copy, and then paste, paste, paste. I am going to mirror this. Perfect. Delete all these lines for future. Select all these lights. I shouldn't have selected the middle one, but yeah, just gonna delete it because they're mirrored twice, so they're duplicated. Then I can actually just delete this. Looks fine to me. The corners look empty, but they have left the corners as well. I think that's a bad design decision. Corners should be kept. Secondly, these lights are not contributing to providing much lighting. Again, this is a render, so that is why this looks fine, but it'll be pretty dark. Even here, ideally these lighting should be close to the wall, but I think we'll have some tables or some wardrobe or storage unit, so we'll leave the space as it is. The corners, if I want, I can put one light each side. Yeah, as a designer, I mean, I feel I should do it even though that is not in the reference image. Then it looks holistic. Now we put in chandelier. Chandelier. No, that's the wrong spelling. Single L. Copy, paste. Can put 2 more lights over here and here. I feel like I should. So I'm going to do that. Just a minute. Okay, so this is done. Now the last room, that is the master bedroom. Let's check it out. Very simple. Cove lights at borders, cove light in the middle above bed, and profile lights. It will be just 10 more minutes and then we'll be done. So cove light I can put on one side over here. This side I can put it as well. So let's do that. No, I can't because there could be a wardrobe coming over here. So we're just gonna have cove light with 6 inches gap, and then okay, and then we are putting up this depression and then another set of cove light, right? What about towards the bed side? Is there a gap? So yes, there is a gap, and this also looks like 1.5 feet. So offset 0.45 from here, from here. This one is already there, and we're going to just fillet it. Fillet. Why not? All right, fillet radius might be a bit too much. Okay, remove this or no? We'll keep it and end it over here. Mm, not looking good. There's a larger gap over here, smaller gap over here. But from the wall to here, it is the same. Let's move. Where are the profile lights? Are they on the depression? So they are here. So we won't be needing this because the profile light is going to run throughout this box. The lighting can only be in the middle, like 4 lights, and at the corners there's something off about this drawing. Let me check. This is 1.5. So should we take 1.5 feet from the wall or from the cove light? We can't get it from here, so we need to take the call on our own. 1.5 feet from the wall or 2 feet from the wall. Let's just check. So this is 1.5 and then this is 2 feet. No, I think it should be 1.5, and here it's also should be 1.5. And then I think I will not take the center and make it go through here. It's a tough design decision. Unexpectedly, we can have the cove light running here as well, and here as well. Actually, let's run the cove light till here. Yeah, so we have got cove light towards 3 sides, and we've got the profile light running through it. It'll be pretty cohesive. So this will move up because this is gonna thicken, and we've got the cove light over here as well. Conceal lighting, and in the middle we'll have the nice thin profile light running throughout the walls, because we are not putting a cove light on this side. So it will be like this. We are putting a cove light here, not here. Will be 1.5. This will be 2 feet away from the wall, which is fine. There is the TV unit over here. We are not putting the cove light because there is the wardrobe that is coming over here. Right. Our 2 feet deep wardrobe. Okay. Awesome. Let's do it. And this is the last part. After that, we will be doing the dimensioning, which will take just 5 minutes, I think. Offset 0.15. 6 inches because this is the bed back. We want to do something over there, we can. Again, offset 0.15 to maintain the uniformity, and this thing will go till here. Just wanna trim it, make a new line because it will follow the green layer, false ceiling layer. This thing ends here. Match properties. I need to fix the bed position, I think. Let me just check. This is the bed. The midpoint of it is a bit different. The midpoint, yeah, like the entire thing is shifted up. Like the bed is now okay. We need to fix the other things. This, the chandelier, the TV unit, everything. I will take the center and pull it over here. Wait, move P. P means previous selection. Still off centered a bit. Just manually do it. And the chandelier. Cool. So now the entire thing is centered. We're not keeping the lights over here. We are keeping profile light that will run throughout. Let's move it down by 0.5. Just trim these things. Don't even need this because it's a very, very long profile light. Offset 0.15. No, it's from the wall, so offset 0.6, I think. Yeah, this wall will also be bagged, so we cannot precisely define the gap. Like it will be packed till here, but then we might need some more layers to thicken it if we want to. Yeah, like this part is going above the column, so it will move a bit more towards the left. So yeah, this line is good. F, and even if they don't do anything, it'll still look good because it is 2 feet, which is the same distance from wall to the false ceiling. In case they do something, then the distance of this wall to the false ceiling is the same as this part to this part. So I'm simply going to offset point half of 1.5, which is 0.75. Oops. Offset 0.75. Interesting. Offset. Oh man. Can't think. 1.5. Oh, sorry, that is feet. So 1.5, 0.75 feet. I'm so confused. I'll just create a dimension and divide it. Yeah, so it's 0.225, offset 0.225. Let me just join it so that we can quickly get the entire profile light instantly. offset, offset 0.225, offset 0.224, and then offset 0.02, 0.02, or is this too small? We are going to put in 0.018, so that is 0.02. Yeah, this is the one. But I wanted it to be centered correctly, so I'm just going to do this 0.01 each side. Oof. All right, let's put in the lightings in the corners and 4 in the middle. Or would that be too much? Should we put just 2 lights? There will be 6 lights in total. We need 2 lights for the wardrobe. 1 light won't be enough. Yeah, let's put in 4 lights. Copy. We'll take this border and then we are going to simply mirror it all the way through. Oh, the chandelier is not at the center. Move. This is the center. Okay. So does that mean even the fan is not at the center? That's fine. MB. And let me just group it and correct the chandelier spelling. And just copy it. All right. The fans are 1.2 meters. Shift the fan a bit to the right. I think, yeah, I think I should. Just ever so slightly. And remove this and just mirror this fan so that it is equidistant for aesthetics. Should we have 2 lights over here or just 1? I think 2 is good. And I'm going to use the fan center to create this. And just to cross check, I'm going to use the chandelier center and see if it does not go too bad. Ideally, this should be equally spaced, but I just eyeballed the movement of the fan, so it's not equally spaced. So let's fix that. div 1 2 3. Must be somewhere over here. Okay. Copy somewhere over here. Yeah. So I'm gonna delete this and this. I'm going to link this up and this, and fix the fan's position to the center of that diagonal. Why isn't it? Yeah, that's a triangle. Yeah, so the triangle and the X line is the same. That's why it's showing an X, but it's actually the center of this line. Perfect, everything is done. Just the 2 lights left. So I'm just gonna mirror it to make it oops, MVP space center, done. Oof. So that is, now comes the dimensioning part. Let me just scale that down. PVC false ceiling. All the bathroom also don't have any false ceiling now. Previously, I made that conceal light on one side, but now it's simply the PVC false ceiling, which is like lures, very straightforward. All right, so let's do the dimensioning now. Okay, how do we do that? So one is for the entire room to cross check if I have measured it correctly or not. So let's just throw it outside. Remove this. D space 6 inches conceal lighting. So we need conceal lighting. Conceal lighting. Conceal lighting. Conceal lighting. Conceal lighting. Profile. This is 25. We want 18 mm. 18 mm profile lighting throughout. Here we put in conceal lighting as well. All right. Dimensions. What? 8 inches. Okay. Yeah, 8 inches. I mean, I can simply say equal, but yeah, it's self-explanatory. 1 feet 6 inches, 2 feet. Don't measure it from the wall, measure it from this side. So I'm not gonna put in any dimension from here to here. 8 inches. It should not overlap with the lines that you can see. 8 inches. Here the worker works with inches, imperial units, instead of the metric ones. Level is different now. Make it closer. What else? The entire dimensions, I guess. Profile lighting dimension. What is this? Oh, conceal lighting dimension. No. This one. Yeah. This can be removed. What's that? Oh. Okay, so all these lines have been measured. We need the longitudinal lines. I don't think this is needed, but yeah, this is not needed. But I think it's good for calculation. I'll just leave it. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You've got 19 feet 6 inches. Remove 6 inches, you get 19 feet. Let's check if it is 19 feet or not. Yeah, this is 19 feet. That's fine. However, I'll put a dimension over here. I'll put one dimension over here. Oh, we already have that, so I'll put 1 inch. What else? Yeah, we'll put some dimensions over here. No, I'll take this directly over here, 2 feet. 2 feet, and then this will be centered. Nice. Now comes the level. In the previous drawing, I had corrected the levels. 1 feet 2 inches should be maintained throughout the building because we don't have enough room height. Wait a second. Yeah, we'll have 1 feet 2 inches, and then we'll have 10 inches in the middle. Where is the drawing here? 1 feet 2 inches, 10 inches. 10 inches at the middle and 10 inches for the concealed lighting. Let me close this off and change the thing. Right, so 10 inches everywhere. Just place it everywhere. This thing is uniform. Okay. Removing all these levels. To avoid confusion. Remove unnecessary dimensioning. Okay. Yeah. Same thing over here. 1 feet 2 inches everywhere. And 10 inches in the middle. Okay. What about this one? This one is just uniform, right? There is concealed lighting here, which means that will be 10 inches, but everything else will be 14 inches. In the daughter's bedroom, what was the case? This is protruding, whereas the other parts are not protruding. They are depressed, right? They're inside. Or am I wrong? Let me just check. Oh yeah, I was wrong. The center part is depressed. The other part is happy. All right. Delete. Oops. Yeah. Delete. 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 Copy. And these are blocks. So if I change one, everything will change in case the carpenter says that wherever there is 1 feet 2 inches, should have something else. I can simply go to the block and change it. Um, exit. All right, dimensions. 1.5 feet. And here I will have to type, show the radius, angular dimensioning. Oh, wait. I forgot how to do this. What was the way to get the radius? Like, look, this one has got a radius of 3 feet. I'm not able to get the radius of, yes, perfect. 1 feet. Okay, I think 1 is fine. Let us give this dimension and across, just to cross check. It's not ever accurate when the site work begins. Right, so how is he gonna figure out what's this gonna be? It's gonna take 1.5 feet from here and then 5 feet 10 inches from here to there and finish it. And he'll just cross check if it's 3 feet 8 inches or not. And he'll call me and ask which dimension should we choose because the side dimensions are slightly different. We don't have to worry about it. Remove this. You keep it in the middle. Remove this and older dimensions. The this will cause some confusion, so I'm going to put it outside, not needed. Oops. Yeah, this is nice and easy. Take a center and do 3 feet 4 inches. Okay, so this is not a square. That's fine because the entire room is an elongated rectangle. We can actually make this into a rectangle. Should we do it is the question. So if we do it, then this, what do we call this fan is nicely centered, and we'll also have the opportunity for more lighting. So I think I will do it, and we already have the center point, which was the basis of creating the fan. Or we can make this a square and move the fans towards the center. That's another option. What will look good? So I'm saying that you can just shift the fan at the center so that the um, borders of the fan's blade are equally spaced from all sides, but it might be too far away from the side. I think it is fine. And I think it is important to do that because probably here, instead of a 1.2 meter fan, we will be having 1.4 meter fan, and it might cut the concealed lighting, causing strobe effect. So let's not do that. We are going to make this into a square. Stretch, how much? The difference is 0.03. So I'm just going to move it 0.015, stretch 0.015. Wow. I'm just gonna 0.002. Yeah, perfect. So this is 3 feet 2 inches, 3 feet 2 inches. Nice square centered in this room. I'm going to take center to center, place it over here, delete, mirror. Brilliant. Whew. Okay. Dimensions, yeah, dimensions. This is there, this is there. What else? I think we need to place this over here. Another dimension from here to here. What is this? Concealed lighting, and then there is 2 inches of molding, right? Let's remove this, it's confusing. The molding will begin 2 feet after the concealed lighting drop. And the same goes over here, 2 feet after the concealed lighting. Concealed lighting is 6 inches. Perfect. What else? We need to put in this over here. Oh yes, and this needs to be defined. Yeah. This will be explanatory by itself that we are taking this imaginary line and taking 2 feet from it. This is done. So 3 rooms done, 2 rooms left. You must be thinking why I'm not placing the lights, because first of all, much of it is pretty easy to understand, like taking 6 inches from both sides and then draw a line divided into 3 parts and put more lights in it. Secondly, right now only the surface is being created. The lights will be placed later on, so the holes will be made much later on. And whenever the holes are made, the markings will be made. I'll be called, I'll look at it, and then when I approve of them, then it will be executed. So it's safe to not, give the exact dimensions of all these lighting. It's just for my um, understanding. I will give in this dimension. I think it's already done. 1 feet 6, 1 feet 6, 1 feet 6 inches. This thing is there. Leveling is done. Awesome. Last room. 18 mm, 1 feet 2 inches. Concealed lighting. All right. I need to give this dimension. This 9 inches. Concealed lighting. I'll give it as well. And this one. And this dimension, which is 6 feet 1 inches. What else? Should we give this dimension as well? 3 feet 6 inches. Let's move it a bit that you can see this light. This is overlapping. We pull it down. Awesome. So that is all. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 false ceiling drawings. I'm going to go to the layout tab and extract these drawings. Actually, we've got, I need to change the dates as well. All right, it's fine. I'm going to copy them. Let's try to maintain the sequence. So the first one was the first floor living room. I'm going to take the living room first. Now this is second floor. Sheet number 21. I'll just show one of it and then I'll end the video, because then it's just repetitive work. 22, it's 1:40 a.m. This is not a revision. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Second floor living room false ceiling layout. Now this is a viewport, so I can double click on it and pan around, zoom in. I'm going to take in the profile lighting as well. And the false ceiling contractor is pretty smart. Like, he can read the file, and like, even if I don't explain to him which one I'm calling the master bedroom, he'll just look at the plan and figure it out on his own as well. So pretty convenient for me as well. Okay, now I also need to put in the picture. So let's put it over here. Very straightforward process. I'm going to just drag and drop. Also vertical picture. Okay. let's work like this. We don't need. Yeah, so this is the thing. No, we cannot hide this. All right, I guess fine. So we've got the first room done. I'm just gonna control P, previous layout, window, boom. Sorry, 21. Second floor. Living room. Filling layout. Save. So I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of the 4 rooms. It's pretty self-explanatory. Don't need to repeat that. Well, technically it would be better to place it in the middle, but then there is the project title that will get hidden. This open space doesn't look good actually. Anyways, so yeah, that is all. I hope this session was useful for you. I did not get to use SketchUp because I think the designs were pretty straightforward, and tomorrow itself the work is going to be beginning to begin. The work is going to start. The SketchUp thing is needed when the client is facing difficulty, like how this would look like. So I place the objects and then show them. But since almost all the rooms are similar to be placed above, plus they are not occupying the second floor right now, it doesn't make sense to spend so much time and energy on creating the 3D model and showing how the false ceiling would look like. So I think this has been a good exercise to explain how to create false ceiling working drawings. And yeah, let's as for the way forward, I think when I'm designing the furniture now, I will create these videos, how to create the furniture from scratch, the working drawings of furniture, how I'm thinking the layout, how I'm deciding the internal structure of all the furniture, the beautification of it, how do we derive to the conclusions. So thank you for watching. It's been 2 hours unexpectedly. Finer nuances and explaining, I think, takes a lot of time, because if I was just on my own, it would have been done in 1 hour or 1.5 hours. But while explaining, it does get a bit more taxing and slows the things down. But I'm very happy to create this. I just enjoy teaching. So, all right. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.